New and updated mods are out right now for Farming Simulator 22. In total, 25 new and updated mods were released today on the in-game mod up. All platforms got 13 new and 5 updates. Current gen PC and Mac have 1 update, and PC Mac players have 2 new and 4 updates. However, one of those updates was from yesterday. And hey, if you like staying updated with all the latest mods in Farming Simulator, except for that one at the end, hey, make sure you're subscribed. Let's go. Starting off with new ones for all platforms, we have such a cool mod to start with, the Lizard TM2200R. The R does not stand for race, but it is pretty darn cool. It is a little multi-tractor, 30 horsepower, manual transmission, 20 liters of fuel. We got 24 mile per hour max speed, weighs 1.9 tons, little guy. Wheel brands, we've got Michelin, we have Trelleborg, BKT, Midas, and back end. Can we change any of those? Negative. So we go with BKT. Now chassis, we have the rigid chassis or the tilting chassis. Very, very cool there. And then for colors, we have different colors for the front. And then, of course, we have rim colors. Not a whole ton of them there, but we have a few. How's about this? Let's go with red for rigid. That'll work. And then for tilting, we go for teal green. Almost. It almost works. So we have a rigid chassis body. We've got a bell trailer, actually a couple different sets for bell trailers, and this is also a bell trailer. All right. Also have capacities of 2,200, transport for silage, which is 4,400 liters, and back down to our bell trailer. So we should find out what that bell trailer is. Red for rigid. And lastly, we've got our tipper body, and this is going to be a couple different sets over here. So we have that rigid, and I assume this is going to be for the other body. So we have a 2,200, 4,200, transportation for grapes, which is 4,200 as well, and even a bell trailer. So we do have that too. It's kind of nice that we have a couple different sets, and including this guy, transportation for grapes. Are you kidding me? We gotta get ourselves one of those. So here we are. We have 4 pieces of equipment. Let's start with that rigid body. Let's turn on our help window so we can see what's going on. Can we do anything? No, but we do have meat control. There's also if you guys have the Kubota DLC installed, there are a couple different sets for that. Oh, that's awesome. One thing I will say is this is super easy to control, which is very, very nice. I am really, really happy about that. Back it up here, select it, and we go forward. Now, my biggest question is, what is this thing for? If this is a bell trailer, it doesn't have straps. There's no stripping straps. It doesn't do them. Next, let's check out the flex that we can get off of this. Not a whole lot, but hey, there's a little bit there. Not too bad. All right, let's go jump in the tilting green. Rock and roll. Now, there is nothing different as far as I can tell. Steering is working A-OK just fine. Maybe a little tighter on the steering than the non-tilting version. Ooh, real slow to back up. Says it'll go 6, but it is only going 4. There we go, got them hooked up. And now let's see what tilting really means. I think I got a good idea. My assumption is that this area will tilt. However, it did not do that. You know what? I am an idiot. This doesn't have a tipper because it doesn't tilt. This has a tilting angle on it. Oh my goodness, I'm so dumb. Let's fill this thing up with grapes and go dump them on the floor. Yeah, unload here. What do you mean the action cannot be performed? Oh, there we go. Ha 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 ha. Tilting, baby. Now you might be asking yourself, all right, well, if it tilts like that, then how do you do this one? And we do have an unload here. However, it just kind of opens the back and folds out. So those are your differences there. One will tilt back, and this one does not. And if you're curious how first person is going to be looking, this is the way it looks. Love that lizard logo on the very front of it. Looking cool. I'm just a fan of this, man. I like this. And even the lights look pretty good. Look at that. Next up, we have the Convio Flex 1080 Custom. This is, I believe, just the 10.8 meter working with Kloss header with a header trailer on it, which is very, very nice. Love this. Now, we have Kloss on here, but we can also do Case IH, Fendt, John Deere, Massey Ferguson, New Holland, Kloss US, which is going to be in white there, or no brand at all. And am I right thinking that there's no lizard on here? There's no lizard. We also have custom setups here, including yellow for our New Holland. How's about that? Oh my goodness. Now that might be a little bit much there, but hey, have a New Holland like that is pretty cool that we have a yellow header that we can customize. We don't normally have options for that. And after doing a little bit of research and doing some digging, yes, it is just the regular Convio Flex 1080 that we have in the base game, so totally base there, but we have the header trailer built in with custom colors and branding. If this was released 2 years ago, oh my goodness, I'd be losing my mind right now. Still kind of losing my mind a little bit. This is awesome. Got a couple power arrows for you. This is the Rabe RKE 250 and a 300. A couple options through here. On the rear, we have a 3-point link as well as a triangle, tractor triangle on there. Of the two options here, 2.5 and 3 meter versions. And with those, we have power requirement of 75 horsepower and 7 miles an hour, or 90 horsepower and 7 miles an hour. This might look like a disc harrow, but oh no! Well, I mean, it says cultivator in the game, but it is a disc harrow. 80 horsepower, 3 meters and 9 miles an hour, meaning we have a 3 meter cultivator alert. Shaft on here, we can change up a few things around towards the very back if you wanna. And then we have the hydro pack that you can throw on there. If you play on PC, this may look familiar to you because it is the Metalvac U741-1 from 2018 at BuzzCap. This was released in the middle of last month for PC and Mac players. I got a bone to pick with the next one. I find the mod name of it interesting, and I'm not quite sure if they meant to do this on purpose or if they're trolling everybody. Not sure. It says Lizard Vertical Spring. However, that's not the name of the mod. The mod name is Lizard Agricultural Machinery, which is super vague. It's not even funny. It's like me, who owns lizard-farming.com, just because I saw it on a mod once and thought it was cool. And now it forwards to my YouTube channel. This, I feel like they've taken like the domain of Lizard Agricultural Machinery so that no one could ever use it again, and they've added a vertical spring. However, they have quite a few pieces of Lizard machinery, one or two of which are Lizard cultivators, I must say. So yeah, I don't really know what else there is to talk about this. Next up, the Lizard Old Tanker. This will hold 30,000 liters of whatever you want to throw in here. It's going to hold milk, water, liquid fertilizer, and herbicide, your main liquids there. We have wheels from Trelleborg, BKT, Vredestein, and we can even change those from standard to wide tires. Then we have a full plethora of all of your goodies here, including, well, they say Aloha Blue. Wait, this is toothpaste, right? Yeah, that's toothpaste right there. Very, very nice. Now, it would be nice to change up the color on this and also the very rusty look. This, if it does look familiar to you, this is the Joskin tipper on there. Next is a leveler. This is the BLM4. Now, we've got quite a few options for this. It is a 4-meter, 3-point hitch adaptation. You can throw an extension on the very top if you want to. Then we have all the colors of the rainbow. So let's say you want to, I don't know, change this up to a case. So we'll go with case for the main color there. And then change up to like a black matte for the top. Oh, oop, it's all chrome. When you have chrome, use chrome. So if you want to use this on the front of a case tractor, it could look something like this, or maybe you want to change it up. The good thing is, it is a useful leveler. You can use it on a tractor, so you don't have to get any special machinery for it. And you can change it up the color to match. Very cool. Next, we have the Lizard SelfMade weight. And I kind of wish that it would be a little bit different and or better. It weighs 100 kg and there's no customization. I don't know who needs 100 kg as a weight, maybe just to look at or something like that, but because there's no color customization or anything like that, it's going to be hard to match this up with much of anything. So would be cool to see the concrete piece itself and the metal have some different colors in the future, and of course, adding some extra weight to it. Next up, we have the Gooseneck hitch adapter with bell spikes. This is from Mack Trucker 921. It weighs 40 kg, and you can hook this up via 3-point on your tractor, and then you get hitch and bell spikes as well as the Gooseneck adapter, which is kind of neat. So we have Gooseneck, we have the ball hitch on there. You can also throw a pin hitch, and we have bell spikes. Very cool. You can also do tension belts if you want to as well, which is super duper cool. Chassis color, all of the above. Goodness gracious. Let's just go over here to orange. There's so many colors, I can't even read them on the screen. And then bell spike colors. Why not go for green number 2? There you go. There's also a PC version of this, as mentioned. We'll talk about that in a bit. We also have a couple placeables for you guys for all platforms, starting with the package of small grain silos. There's 4 pieces in here. We have a 20-ton and a 30-ton silo, and a 20-ton and 30-ton extension. So 2 silos, 2 extensions. One of the cool things is we can hide things. So we go in here, we can hide the pipe, and we come over here, and we can hide that. So very cool. Sometimes you need to see them, sometimes you don't. And this allows you to do that. Next up is the GDR Office Building. This is going to cost you $25,000, and thank goodness it's cheap because you can't really use it. I mean, it allows you to change your clothes and go to sleep. However, as you would expect, it is completely empty on the inside. Next up, we have the Old Stone Building and Sheep Barns. This is actually going to be 3 buildings. They all utilize the same structure, so heads up through there. We also have some people doors right here, as I like to call them. They look a little short, however, they work perfectly fine. And we've even got some lights right there. So all the way around through there. Then we get to this building, which is going to be our storage. Now we can't get in there. And if I turn on my windows just for a second, we could hold 225,000 or 225 things, not 1,000. Ignore that part. 225. No more numbers than that. Then we have the sheep barn area. Over here we can see we could buy 60 sheep, which is quite respectable for something this size. I know I would like for it to hold 1 million, but well, what are you going to do? I'm not going to win that battle, so I'm not even going to try. Only holds 8,000 liters of food, though, for the 60, so you're probably going to be feeding them quite often. There we've got a light. And over here, we're going to have our wool spawn. And lastly, we have the fancy Doghouse. Whoa, that was weird. It's going to cost you $1,200. Daily upkeep of $5 per day. And yeah, it's just a different doghouse. You don't see these too often, so maybe something worth looking into. All right, let's talk updates for all platforms. We have Rehbach version 1.2. Attention, new save game is required. There's a completely new Adenhof farm installed. We have a completely new Eberhof farm installed. A new barn silo for the Hirtenhof farm, vintage village equipment with additional buildings for more variety, new starting yard of Adenhof, and new starting fields for fresh starting experience, new painting textures, concrete pavement, and various minor optimizations. The only thing that needs optimizing now is my understanding of the German language. We've also got an update to St. Kalle version 1.3. New save game is required. Sleep trigger adjusted. Install the town sign with appropriate license plates. Disable the cotton and sugarcane missions. Clean up the file structure for better performance and updated the mod desk. Steyr Series 80 version 1.1. Tire configurations adjusted. Gearbox adjusted. Shifting animation installed. Animation's been adjusted overall. And the 8090 panorama front license plate has been adjusted. Etunnel straight leg L arc version number 2. Added action for active or deactive the object storage. Not quite English. In modern Pigsty, they've added a brick version of the building to version 1.1. If you play on current gen consoles, PC, or Mac, you've got an update to Burgenlandkreis today, version 1.2.15. No new save game is required. They fixed an issue with the harvester from the premium expansion DLC. Thanks to Giants for that help. Jumping over to new ones for PC and Mac players, we have the Motyl N031M. This is a fertilizer spreader. It will also do lime. Holds 400 liters, 105 kilogram weight. 8 meter spread at 6 miles per hour. Lots of detail in here. Looking good. Stickers, we've got new and old as well as nothing. So if you don't want them on there, you don't have to go for them. However, I will say the old looks great. PTO cover, speaking of old, we have an old, new, or nothing there as well. And then we have our main colors. Now, main color is going to be stuck to a red. Your other color, there we go, design color is going to be either greens or blue. It looks okay in both. And then we have our design colors, which I'm having a hard time. Is that the inside of the bucket? It is the inside. All right. And as I mentioned, we also have the Gooseneck Hitch adapter with bell spikes, but the PC only version. This is a Titan Attachments branded. However, we have all the same customization options. And if you play on PC or Mac, we've got some updates for you as well. 4 of them, in fact. The first one is the SK5 Niva pack version 1001. Changes in configurations, and the chopper PUN5, its stacker 54.8B can be attached only if the correct equipment modification is selected. Enhanced mixer wagons version 1.1 added support for maps with more straw types. The mixing time is now depending from the in-game time scale. If the mixing wagon, that's really cool. Yo, that's awesome. If the mixing wagon gets filled during the mixing process, the mixing time will now only be reset if it's already over 95%. The mixing time is now no longer reset to 0 but to 70, and the mixer wagon has now to be turned on to unload it into the feeding trough. What a cool update, yeah! Thirdly is Forage Contracts version 104. Fixed missions disappear on acceptance, support new BC setting field completion, adequate sell points, mow header for grain shaft missions, and lower reward per hectare and lower probability on forage ready fields. And your last update is not actually from today but from yesterday. The Forestry Helper mod version 1056 fixed an issue which prevented the mod from working in multiplayer at all. Chainsaw snapping now works in multiplayer. Disable the cutting to weight feature in multiplayer since clients have no information about the mass of logs. Fixed an issue where entering and leaving a vehicle would break the F1 menu entries, and added Polish translations. And that is it for today. I know we don't really get a whole lot of mods for Farm Sim 22 anymore, so it is really nice when we do get them. We still have 340 mods sitting waiting to be tested on the testing list as of yesterday, with 16-day waiting time. That's over 3 weeks working. So hopefully that gets cleared up soon. I'd love to see those numbers way down in the single digits. That way we can get more mods more often. Nonetheless, hope you enjoyed today's video. Drop a like on it if you did, and get subscribed if you are new. You missed the Let's Plays earlier today. Check it out. Otherwise, have a good one. We'll see you later.